Guys, we have complained about Marcus Rashford's attitude long enough. It is high time Erik Ten Hag took action. Listen, we have options now. My name is Webb, and welcome to the United Hotspot. This is a special focus on a debate that I believe should be holding water. Marcus Rashford or Mason Mount? Who should be starting games for Manchester United going forward in this critical period we are in as we are trying to live a dream that seems impossible, finishing among the top four. Look, I remember we were here before a couple of months ago during the torrid times of this season when Marcus Rashford was starting every game, but he was never performing. We had to shout and shout and shout until eventually Erik Ten Hag pulled the trigger and benched him, gave Alejandro Garnacho his chance. Garnacho never looked back. Later on, when Rashford was put back into the starting 11, he started responding because a message was sent to him. At times, guys, these players feel like they are untouchable. They have made it in life. They are starters. Like starting is a birthright. I think we are back to that same phase. Whereas Rashford has scored 7 goals and assisted twice in 28 games, honestly, we can sit down here and recall the number of times he played with a good attitude. He looked serious. The number of chances we missed, and we will say there were so many chances that he missed, and only a few times where he played like a Man United player with the seriousness of a Man United player. Now, before, perhaps we had no options. The players on the bench were Anthony, Rabat, name them. Right now, Mason Mount is back and is performing. He comes off the bench and scores an important goal. We're almost winning a game. Now, that alone is what a player who was signed for a lot of money, got injuries, never got a chance to prove himself, needs to motivate him to fight. Right now, we are in a fight mode. Any player who cannot afford to fight for the badge should not be starting games. And for me, Marcus Rashford is culprit number one. I don't care about his potential. I think Mason Mount is hungrier than Rashford. If Erik Ten Hag wants us to survive and finish among the top four, he should be devising means of making Mason Mount an important player, of utilizing this player who he bought for a lot of money. Not so many people knew why he bought him. Perhaps this was the time for him. This is the time that was ordained for him to prove why he was worth the £60 million we paid for him last summer. Because look, I've been complaining about it, and I saw Jamie Redknapp as well complain about the same thing. We are in a fight, a do or die, life and death situation, and Marcus Rashford is playing around casually, like it's just a bit of fun for him. What's that? Poor attitude. There is no fight in this boy. He thinks he's so great, he has made it in life, and there is no hunger. When his colleagues are toiling and fighting and grinding, he's just getting the ball, slowing down the pace, looking casual, and as if it's street football, it's a Sunday league game. But yet fans and people are dying. We want a goal. He's slowing us down. Why not pull him out and accommodate Mason Mount? Now, you might say maybe Mount is not the player to start on the left wing. He's not, obviously, but Mount can start on the right wing. Garnacho's preferred natural position is on the left wing where Marcus Rashford plays. Let Mount start on the right, or at the very worst, push Bruno Fernandes on the right. Let Mount start in number 10. Let Kobe Maino and Casemiro, who is back, be playing the midfield with Mount. Or let Kobe Maino play the 10, Casemiro plays the 6, let Mason Mount play number 8, Bruno goes wide on the right, and Garnacho comes to the left. We just need to find ways of accommodating Mount because he's a hungry player now. And that's what we need. We need hungry players in this fight for top four. But Marcus Rashford is not hungry at all. And your people who sit out there and feel sympathy for these players, you will be going now. Webb is excited because Mason Mount scored 1 goal. No, it's not even about the goal. Well, the goal made it worth it now because it motivates him. It makes him a more hungry player. But the reality is the issue is not even Mount. The issue is Rashford. I've been saying it even before this game, the game against Brentford, that Mason Mount has been looking lazy and disinterested for so long. Even during on the Liverpool game, there is a ball he controlled, and he started as if trying to juggle, trying to show people that he can control and juggle a ball. And he was looking with his head. I'm thinking, what is this boy doing? Does it? He's playing like we are leading 10-0. I would compare what he did to that infamous Anthony Dos Santos spin, because that's exactly, we are in a chase. And you see, Anthony Dos Santos made his spin in I think a Carabao Cup game which we are leading 3-1. He would get away with it. But we are playing against Liverpool, a knockout game where we lose, we bust. I think we are even trailing at the time. But this boy was all playing casually and as if he has already made it in life. What is that? Trying to copy the things that the Mbappes do, but Mbappe will do those things but be effective almost at every run towards goal. But the attitude of Marcus Rashford for me has been terrible. We can sit here and defend it. We can defend him. We can feel this has not been his season, and players have bad seasons. It's not about Marcus Rashford having a bad season. It's everything about his body language, his attitude. At this point, when we are left with nine games to play, we are pushing to finish among the top four. We need players who have got the right attitude, who have got something to die for, who have got to prove, who are willing to die a little. Marcus Rashford is not willing to die a little, even if I say a little, you know what I mean? A little. He's not willing to die a little at all, not even one pellet. Why then should he be starting ahead of a Mason Mount who has got to prove himself to the jury, who has got to prove himself to Ineos? He has been unlucky. People are not content with the decision to sign him for how much you signed him and the lack of money and why we spent on him. Yeah, but he has come in there, then gets injured, and then for a long time now he returns at the right times with this hunger, scores a crucial goal. What better than motivation? What more does he need to do for Erik Ten Hag to know that this boy actually is ready to be playing and fighting? We need fighters in this team, not slay kings, not Instagram stars, not players who just feel like they have made it and so my honest verdict for me is we should be starting Mason Mount ahead of Marcus Rashford in the next couple of games. If it doesn't work, we can go back. And I like that even at England, already Gareth Southgate has done it. I don't know why Erik Ten Hag waits for these national team coaches to do things for him. Gareth Southgate has already done it with England. Marcus Rashford might not even go to the Euros, by the way. He might not. With all the talent that England has now, I would be shocked if Rashford went to the Euros. Why? Maybe because of his experience. He will go there but still be on the bench. He cannot start ahead of anyone. Anyone. So why not? Why stick with him? Before there was a reason, like I said, but now Mount is there. He's a player who should be starting. You don't buy a player for £60 million, Champions League winner, and he doesn't start. He should be starting. Before we are struggling to see where he fits, I think it is now obvious that we just have to find space for him. The beauty is he can play multiple positions. So Erik Ten Hag, the three options: Mount playing as a number 8 next to Casemiro, Kobe Maino in 10, or Mount plays as a number 10, then Kobe Maino as the 8, Casemiro as 6, then Bruno pushes wide on the right. Marcus Rashford goes out, Garnacho goes on the left, Hojlund up top. Simple. Simple. That's my honest opinion. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. Let me know what you think. Should Mason Mount be starting ahead of Marcus Rashford? Or should even just tell me, do you think Mason Mount should be starting games where we are now with 9 games to play? The next game is on Thursday against Chelsea, his former club. That's motivation. That's the side. If you ask me, Mount should be in that game. And don't tell me about Marcus Rashford's record against big clubs. I don't care right now. I think his attitude has already sold him out. Play Mason Mount. He has got the right attitude. He has got the right hunger. He will send his message to his boyhood club, and you know the script of football. He will most likely punish them. Subscribe.